beanie gang. Whoa! Probably my favorite sweater as of right now. Today's video is very special. It is going to be a ranking of my top 10 favorite A24 films. In case you guys don't know, A24 is a very indie movie company, just film distributor if you like to say. And they produce some of the best content we ever see in films today. Movies that have tremendous scores, great performances, and very interesting plots, even if they make bad movies. 2019, they had a stellar year and blew me away with its content. I was really excited for the new movie Green Knight to come out, but unfortunately it's been delayed. It's supposed to be coming out this July, so fingers are crossed. In the meantime, I'm going to rank my top 10 favorite A24 films, give my brief little description of them, and let's go down to number 1. Number 10 on my list is Good Time, directed by the Safdie brothers and starring Robert Pattinson, Edward from Twilight. This is the Safdie brothers' first real mainstream movie. It's about two brothers robbing a bank, and unfortunately things turn to the worst. Taking the course of one day all the way till nighttime, it's Robert Pattinson's character trying to escape from the cops. And during that time, he meets some people, he meets new characters that make his night a little bit more wild. It's a very tense movie. I might as well say it's a little teaser of what the Safdie brothers were capable of. Number 9 on this list is The Florida Project. This movie caught me off guard. It's basically a senseless plot. There is no real plot. It's really about this whole community just living their lives in a motel, with William Dafoe being the very generous manager who stands up for what's right. After realizing what this movie is about, to me, it's about the innocence of a child. It captures that wonderfully. How bad things' intentions will never be viewed as bad in the view of a child. A child at the end of the day just wants to have fun and live their life until they reach their adulthood. Number 8 on this list is The Witch. It is another movie that kind of took me off guard at how great this movie was. It is set probably during the Salem witch trials. A family is basically banished from their village and they try to live on their own. This is Robert Eggers' first movie, and he did a great job, mainly because he did his research on how people speak during that time. They use a lot of thou, thee, oh God. And I do like the mystery that they have with the main character, either if she's a witch or not. The real horror of this movie is the mystery. What's going on? Where the witch, the family's being cursed. Who kidnapped the baby? Is there a witch? Again, another teaser to what Robert Eggers is capable of doing. Number 7 is Waves. This movie, oh my God. This movie was really hard to watch. I got really teary. I think I might as, you know what? Screw it. I'll open up about it. It made me cry. It is such a sad, realistic movie with very real emotions, real performances, and honestly, just situations I could see people being in. Like, this film is really about the importance of connecting with family, and all it takes is a tragedy for a family to realize is that they really need each other in really bad, desperate times. I only wish that there was a lot more Sterling K. Brown in this movie, because he was amazing. Number 6 is Under the Skin. This movie, wow, after watching this, I had to really take a break from weird artsy movies. It's about Scarlett Johansson, and her character is basically this alien who takes men into this weird, unique void, and the film can be really disturbing during those parts. A friend of mine admitted to me that she, smoked a little too much, and this movie tripped her out during the void scenes. By far, the scene with the second victim is by far the most disturbing part. If you want to know, just look it up on YouTube. It's scary in a very visual way. The only thing I'll probably have a little complaint is the way the ending went out. I just thought like, oh, we're going in that direction all suddenly. I was very interested how this movie was going to end, but the ending I wasn't 100% with. However, still, great movie, and I'm always down for Scarlett Johansson to be in more indie films. Did you know she improvised picking up men? When you watch the movie, she's driving around in this van and she actually talks to real people of the city she's going to, and I have to say, very impressive on her part. Number 5 is The Farewell. The Farewell is also a movie about family, but it's also about tradition. How we view our lives in our country would be insanely different in another country. How we value family, our life, our tradition. In case you don't know the plot, it's about the grandmother of Awkwafina's character who has cancer and the family has to keep it a secret. You really feel the burden that just consumes this whole family. The ending was very sweet. I was gonna cry a little bit in the ending, but overall, this is a really great movie, and I would really love more work from this director and more indie work from Awkwafina. Number 4, as I said with the Safdie brothers, their teaser of Good Time led to the home run in Uncut Gems. By far the best Adam Sandler performance, and this movie is more anxiety induced than Good Time. This movie is very loud, is very fast paced, is very straight to the point. Audience members complain about the editing and sound design, but to me, it captures real life. You're gonna have people talking over each other, people not giving the other people what they need, unreliable people. And Adam Sandler's character, Howard, is so obsessed with gambling, he forgets his own moral code. It really shows that you should be careful what you're getting yourself into. I saw this around Christmas in 2019, and let me say, what a great way to end the year. Number 3 is La La Land. No, it's Moonlight. This movie definitely deserved Best Picture of the Year. It's smart, it's well written, it's greatly performed. I do love the overall message of struggling with your sexuality while also being in a very rough neighborhood. It kind of shows how much we need important people in our life, and we'll eventually go down a dark path if we're not supported well. This movie just made me really happy at the end. I'm really happy this character found real peace and happiness near the end. Number 2 on this list is 20th Century Women. This movie is so smart, so unique. It's really, to describe this movie, it's really about understanding other people's backgrounds. Where did they come from? Where the year they were born. It's about a middle-aged woman trying to raise her son and honestly also trying to understand her son considering how she came from a different age. It gives you a different perspective of the mother living through World War II and living through the Great Depression while her son is growing up during the Vietnam War and during Nixon as president. They even give perspective to people who are about 2 years older, 5 years older, or even 15 years older. And it really shows that you just can't judge a book by its cover. There's people who are just more than what you see them as. There's this character who's a mechanic and he loves making pottery, but people just view him as a very hot mechanic. The movie really just has a strong message of try to understand people where they come from because they'll tell you their story and you understand why the way they are. Now you're probably wondering what's number 1. That's Robert Eggers' second film, my favorite artsy movie of all time, The Lighthouse. In case you want to know how many times I've seen this movie since it came out, 5 times. I know that's not really a big number, but the film gets enjoyable with every watch through I go through. To me, this is the definition of a disturbing movie. 2 men who are basically just losing their minds while they're isolated for weeks and even months on a lighthouse island. This film definitely confirms to me that Robert Pattinson is a very underrated actor who is insanely talented. This is the movie that completely shakes off his Twilight days. William Dafoe should have gotten an Oscar for it. I feel like he was snubbed. So was the cinematographer. He was nominated, but he was also snubbed. Next time, Oscars, nominate this movie. To me, this film is the definition of a masterpiece. And I hate using that term. I feel like a lot of people use masterpiece for films that are not even good, or they just overrate a film. This showed me that Robert Eggers is a director that I should be looking out for, and he is making another movie and I am there, thus making The Lighthouse my favorite A24 film so far. That'll do it for my little fanboy video, guys. You can always go ahead, click that subscribe, the notification, the YouTuber reviewer. I hardly ever use that phrase. Maybe it'll stick around, maybe not. Overall, join the Beanie Gang and subscribe. Peace out. Excuse me while I go tend the light.